Hey there! So we are in the middle of a series on vowels. This lesson is part 5, but here's the link to the first video in the series where I just kind of laid the foundation for the vowel work that we're doing. Then in the next video we covered the E vowel, and here's the link to that. And then we did the ah vowel, and here's the link to that. And in the last video, we covered the oo vowel. Now I'm going through what is called by diction coaches called the cardinal vowels, kind of like the main vowels. And today we're focusing on the a vowel. If you are a classical singer and you are singing in French and German and Italian as well as other foreign languages, those languages have the a vowel. But here's the catch. That pure A vowel is not an American English singing diction. Interesting, right? But we still use it in one respect. So in American English singing diction, we have an A diphthong. So a diphthong is just two vowels kind of put together, and you can hear it in the words that we say, like fate, fate, fe. We've got that A vowel, and then hooked onto it is that I, fate sound. Okay, then we've got lace, for example, lace, lace. We can hear that little diphthong where the vowel, that A vowel, morphs into that other vowel, lace. The words vain, they, we have tons of them. But in this lesson, learning where that pure A vowel is still important for you no matter what you're singing. Because when we sing in American English, we've got that diphthong, where that two vowels in a row, like in the word day. Typically what we want to do is we want to sing that first vowel, the A, longer than the second vowel, right? So if we're singing the word day, day, we're going to be hanging in that closed E vowel, okay, that closed A. But that also could depend on what genre of music that you're singing. So possibly you may not sing that A vowel longer if you're doing bluegrass, if you're doing folk music, if you're doing some country music, right? Because they may want to give equal play to each one of those vowels in that diphthong. Okay, I hope I'm not confusing you. But that's usually the game plan, is to sing that A vowel a little bit longer, even in American English singing. So whether you're singing classical music in a foreign language or you're singing American English diction in classical music as well, or in contemporary music, knowing where your A vowel is helpful. So let's find your A vowel. And remember, you get to sing your A vowel however you want. Right? This video is really just to give you a general idea of where that A is and to help singers that may be having A vowel trouble. We are going to problem solve a bit with the hopes of just really helping you sing with just more ease and freedom throughout your range on what can feel like a very closed vowel. Kind of like the E vowel, but the A vowel can feel like it's closed. We're like, what do we do with it? Am I doing it right? So I'm going to give you some guidelines. And then I really want you to do what works best for you, your voice, and the genre of music that you're performing. So using the International Phonetic Alphabet, here's the symbol for the A vowel. It's as in the French word bébé, the German word Beet, and the Italian word me or velo. Okay, so it gives you an idea there. Now let's play with the positioning of that tongue, right? To help problem solve, what I felt would be the best thing to do is we're going to start from the E vowel position. They're very close. Remember in the last video when we talked about the ah to the oo, we'd really work that back and forth. I want to get you in your A vowel right off the bat with that nice tongue. So we're going to morph from it, from the E vowel to the A. We've studied that E vowel, so you should be familiar with the characteristics of that vowel. And if not, here's the video link so you can just refresh what's going on with that E vowel. So put your tongue in the E vowel position. And then let's sing a little bit. E, E. Pick a note that's really easy within your middle range. We don't want this to be too much effort right now. Nice and quiet. Maybe a volume from 0 to 10. Make it about a 4. E. Then slowly move your tongue to sing the A vowel. E, A, A. Okay, let's feel that. E, the A tongue, the tip of the tongue is touching the lower front teeth. The back of the tongue is arched just a bit. That's why I put you in that E position, so you could feel that the tongue can kind of be arched a bit, but the base of the tongue is a little bit more relaxed than in the E vowel. Let's see if you can feel that. E. That tongue relaxes just a little bit to go into that A vowel. The A lips are horizontal, right? So I'm not doing this, and I'm not doing this. So I'm not going from those extremes. It's horizontal but not spread. I don't need to do A. Sure, I can, but it's not necessary to make that A vowel position. The A jaw, the mouth is small, right? But the jaw is still relaxed and unhinged. I've got my mirror here. Jaw is relaxed. So let's give it a little bit more of a specific try and play around with this a little bit more. Again, start with that E to A vowel. For right now, don't move your jaw. I just caught myself. I'm like, I don't need to really move that. It's just a tongue position. And remember, we all have regionalisms in our speaking, right? The sound of our voice can be influenced by where we grew up. I've told you this before, but I want you to remember. So just know that everyone has to unravel our vowels on some level. When speaking, our articulators kind of work together, right? The tongue and the lips, and they all work together. They're a good team. But in singing, we want to have the ability to have our articulators work separately. We don't want the jaw motion to be affected by the tongue, or the tongue to be affected by the lips when singing. We really want to have the jaw and the tongue and the lips kind of just work independently of each other so that we can make sure that we're being as efficient as possible. This takes time and practice and patience, so be patient with yourself. Okay, so like we've done in the previous lessons, let's figure out where your A vowel is now. And again, we're just going to start with that nice E vowel to begin with. I like it as a baseline because you know where that E vowel is. E. Let's do some sighs on some A vowels. E. 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 Sigh on A very often, right? It's easy to sigh on A, easy to sigh on U, even kind of easy to sigh on E, but the A vowel, kind of interesting. A, 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 A. Let's just feel that French bébé. Bébé, 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 bébé. Baby, 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 baby. Let's sing the German word Beet. Baby, 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 Beet. Baby, 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 Beet. Right in your easy speaking range. Baby, 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 Beet. Beet, 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 Beet. I have to be careful as an American English singer to not add in that diphthong, right? That wants to go Beet, right? Just Beet, Beet, Beet. Velo, let's do the Italian word velo. Velo, 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 velo. Velo, 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 velo. Velo, 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 velo. And then play around with different consonants. Be, 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 be. Me, 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 me. Te, 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 te. Te, 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 le, 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 eh. Okay, there's our baseline for where we are. I've got my mirror here so I can check that positioning. Find a mirror for yourself. Put put yourself in front of it because I want you to see what the tongue is doing. And I want you to also notice what's going on with the jaw, neck, all that other good stuff, right? We don't need to have any external involvement. So let's sing that E neutral vowel and just move the tongue back and forth. E, E, sneak in. Okay, cool. So we don't need the jaw to move. The neck doesn't need to be involved. The head movement, just relaxed. Yeah, great. Good work on that. And even like me, I'm noticing, right, my jaw wants to come in and go, yeah, yeah, yeah. It doesn't need to do that. And for this exercise, we can practice that, right? We can kind of unweave the jaw being involved in that vowel change, which is great. One thing that commonly goes wrong with the A vowel is that the tongue may want to bunch up in the front, right? So do this again with that E vowel start, then into that A vowel, and make sure that your tongue is just moving very little bit. If it's pushing, if you feel like you're pushing, bunching it up to the front, just start again. And then just see if you can let your tongue stay a little bit more relaxed. I always ask myself this, I think it's a great question. How can I move the least amount and still get a recognizable sound that I want? That A vowel, how can I move very efficiently to make sure that that A vowel is as pure as possible, but I'm doing the least amount of work? Okay, so let's go up here. Wow, it's a little movement, right? Very little. If my tongue is doing too much, see if you can do a little less. Always ask yourself, can I do less? Can I do less? So then another common A challenge is that we may want to spread the lips too much. And this is common, right? We wanted to do this in the E vowel too. We think of E as being E, right? But the lips really don't have to do that unless we want them to, right? But for this exercise, let's practice making that A vowel without spreading the lips. The lips are not puckered and they're not spread. So I just want them to be very neutral and relaxed at this point. It's not I don't need to do that. I can do that if I want to, but I don't need to. So if you find yourself spreading really big to make that A vowel, just start again and bring that awareness to see if you can just relax the lips a little bit, okay? And see if you can keep that horizontal, right? They're still horizontal to me, but they're relaxed, okay? One more thing that could send kind of your A off balance is sending your sound into the A. The A has its own vibration, right? You don't have to magnify the essence of the A by driving the sound into where you feel it. Let it be, let the air move around it. And what that feels like is that I don't have to push or drive. I don't have to make more of it. I had a teacher one time, it says you're double singing, right? Let the tongue position be there. Let the air move through the pharynx. And I'm still letting those resonators just really be optimal, like they're being used optimally rather than me trying to make more sound, right? Let the A vowel be what it is, and if it's not right yet, check to make sure that that tongue is doing what it needs to be doing, because it's a tongue position. So now that you're finding your neutral A vowel, let's continue to refine what we're feeling, right? I ask you to do this feeling work because I really want you to be aware what's going on in your instrument. Let's do a little 5-note pattern. We've done this before. We're going to move up and down the scale a bit. And again, you can sing whatever notes feel best to you, whatever feels good in your range right now. And let's keep the volume around a 5, out of 1 to 10, 10 being the loudest, right in the middle. I'm going to start with that E vowel so I can make sure I'm in that pure A space. E, A, A. I always do this when I get into that passaggio area. I just want to check to make sure that my tongue isn't doing anything extra to try to make that change for me. So I'm relaxing the jaw, letting the tongue be relaxed as well. Notice I don't have to open too much yet. You could waggle your tongue in the front just to make sure it's not tight. Good. Let's come down. Chest voice is going to come in. Good. How's it feeling? How are you sensing the shape of that A vowel? For me, I can tell that it's this closed place. I got to make sure that my jaw isn't holding that vowel for me. I've got to make sure that it's relaxed, but we'll get to that in the tension testers, right? Like we do. So how's the vibration of the sound feel? Remember, I ask these questions because I just always want to remind you to tune into the feeling of the sound. Many of us are listening. It's great. Maybe we're listening too much, trying to have that expectation of sound. Get in the feeling of the sound, into the relaxation of what else could relax. And then the sound actually gets better because we're feeling our way through, making sure that we're not pushing, driving, tensing to make a sound, okay? So everyone feels the sound a little bit differently, but how I'm feeling it, I'm just going to share with you because my sensations may help you clarify what it is you're feeling or what you're not feeling. So however that goes for you. I really feel that in the E and the A vowels, they are very close together in the space. Not a lot of movement between the two of them. They kind of vibrate for me in the same place. I'm moving my tongue a tiny bit to make that A vowel. I sense my hard palate vibrating as well as my soft palate is lifted. My mouth is small and I'm really asking myself to relax that jaw and not have it be tight. I don't feel it tight, but I'm just kind of bringing awareness to that because I know that my jaw likes to be overactive. The vibration of the sound moves, right? Depending on where I am in my range. So the lower notes, I'm going to feel that. I feel that a little bit lower to me. I'm still keeping that high lift in the soft palate. The tongue is in position and I'm feeling that buzz in the hard palate as well. But the sensation of the vibration is lower to me. As I head high, it feels higher, okay? So go ahead and feel free to pause the video and just explore what you're feeling. I would say if this is new work to you, nothing's wrong or right. You're just kind of learning where and what's happening. You're kind of unraveling some of these habits that you've had, okay? I mentioned this about the ah. This is the next thing I want to tell you. I mentioned this about the ah and the oo, and it can happen in the A as well. One thing that we singers like to do, but really isn't very helpful, is we sing into that muscle of the tongue. Remember I mentioned that last lesson? We can tend to push or drive the sound into the back of the tongue. it can give the singer some vibratory feedback. It can actually feel very strong, but what it does is it steals the sound from the audience and it kind of messes with your resonance. And for me, when I do that, it gives me a little bit of tension in my tongue. I'm pressing into the sound. And what that does is it really just gets in the way of our free, authentic voice, right? So I can feel it like a small vowel space, and it's considered a closed A vowel. So when I am actually making that A sound, I like to imagine that the sound is just happening all around the tongue, right? Then that just feels better for me. I make sure I'm not, oh yeah. That is a sound that sometimes we hear out in the world. Some people are using that sound, but I find that it can cause issues later, and to me it's not as authentic as okay? So let's just play with that right now. I want you to feel that. Pretend, play with, pushing into that back of the tongue. Feel the strength of that. Right? It's false strength. It's false feedback. So I want you to then play with it again. Great. Now let's try some of those A sounds that we did at the beginning and see if you just notice a different. Remember we did some of the sighs? That French bébé. That German word Beet. Beet, 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 beet. Beet. You can tell I'm feeling the entire time. Italian word velo. Velo, 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 velo. Okay. Be, baby, we did that one. Me, 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 me. Te, 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 le, 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 hey. Good work. Feels different, doesn't it? Nice. Now that we have that better idea where the vowel is living, we're going to check for some tension. Now, the tongue tester, right? We don't need that tongue to move on every note change. And I encourage you to use your thumb to just softly, gently. Please don't become obsessed with this. This is just a little tester to let us know where we're at. And I'm going to move from that E to A vowel because E always releases my tongue. Fun. I think it's kind of like a cool science experiment, okay? So don't let it get you down. And you notice too, I decreased my volume a little. Yeah, and that can help. I started doing that little jaw thing where I'm like, can I move my jaw or is it locked shut? Cool. Now remember, rubbing the jaw is another one that can really release some tension there. And we want that to release for us and to be just a little bit relaxed and unhinged. We want it to not be gripping or holding the vowel for us. Remember, I love neck movement. This kind of releases those constrictor muscles, right? So we can move it around. The tone may change a little bit. The breath may change a little bit. That's okay. You're just trying to release this sound. Awesome. And we've talked in the other lessons about how to let the shape change a little bit as you go high. But you noticed in my passaggio, I didn't have to do too much. But let's just play a little bit, okay? So, because up there, it starts to morph anyway. Even though I'm letting it be in the A position, it kind of wants to change up there to be more like an ah, but I'm still keeping the integrity of the space. I'm not thinking, oh, I'm going to change to ah up there on every single high note. Okay? It's going to naturally kind of do that acoustically anyway. Okay? So I'm going to keep this nice relaxed A vowel, let it pop up there when I need to. And that goes for no matter what voice type you are, whether you're you associate yourself with like a male voice or you associate yourself with a female voice or in the high range or low range, let those high notes just kind of morph where they need to be. Now what about when we head down lower? Okay. Okay. It's gonna flip there. Hey, hey, hey. Cool. Allow the jaw to relax and unhinge just a bit as you go up, and the tongue is nice and relaxed. And then when you head down the scale, let that space feel a little more like speech space. Speech space, okay? You're not gonna be over opening. Hey. No, you don't need to do that. Hey, with that neutral elements of the A vowel that we talked about. So how to apply this to your American English singing. So let's sing some words like the word day. Day, 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 day. Feel like go right to that little second vowel after the closed A vowel. Oh, what a beautiful day. There's the little diphthong at the end. Oh, what a beautiful day. Day. The tongue kind of moves to make that diphthong, but that A vowel is what we're going to sustain. What about the word fate? Ooh, your fate, fate. You can hear that diphthong in there. Fate, fate, right? Oh, what about your fate? And what about the word vain? Oh, you're so vain. We all know that song. Vain, 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 vain. It's kind of morphing, right? Vain. Cool. What about the word obey? Obey, obey. I'm not doing obey. I'm not doing obey, obey. I'm not swallowing it either. Obey. Okay, cool. See, you're holding on to that. I'm holding on to that A, that first vowel, and then letting that second vowel come in at the end. If we don't give more time to the A vowel in the beginning, what we get is day, day, fate, right? We get that little diphthong, vain, vain, obey. And for most American, like pop music, R&B, gospel, jazz, right? We don't want to have that obey, right? It might be okay for some other genres, but we want to hold on to that A vowel. Yeah? So it's all good. So experiment and play. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, 80% A vowel, 10% that little diphthong, that I, or A vowel, E vowel at the end, right? So I might play with just variations. You can do the same. These are some solid actions, right? To explore your A vowel. So how do you feel? Lots of fun stuff in here. And remember, no matter what type of music you sing, knowing where that A vowel is can be helpful. Take your time and explore, play. You could even see that in this work that we did today, I'm feeling and exploring. I'm not like going, oh, there's my A vowel, that's where it is, it's perfect, it's, no, it's morphing because we're saying things, we're feeling the sound, it's a different day, it's in the morning, I'm warming up the sound as well, I'm feeling. So it's really this fun exploration while you're in the sound and exploring on those vowels. Cool. When in doubt, start with that E vowel. And don't worry, you're not going to do anything wrong as you play with this, but just remember, never do anything that hurts. Singing should never hurt. You may not have everything figured out right now, and that's okay. This is a process of untangling years of habits and in getting used to just new sensations, and it's going to take some time. So just promise to love yourself and your voice along the way, okay? I'm cheering for you, and you know that. Embrace the journey and have fun. It's just all good. Let me know how this goes, and always feel free to ask me questions about the video in the comments below, and I'm going to answer you, okay? Until next time, rejoice in your voice. Bye-bye.